So it's about 11:24 on Wednesday morning. We finished the road part of the detour, and then we got to the where it goes. Everybody was saying it's basically pointless ups and downs, kind of tossed in. We just did a stair section, and this section is resemblant of Jacob's ladder, which I know it's hard to tell on the camera, but it's pretty straight up. And well, Faith and I both said we're not slack packing anymore, because although it was great, it's difficult to put on a full pack, especially we're loaded up to try to get ourselves right to boots off and not stop at the kind of halfway point that most people stop. We want to go through. We want to try to keep doing the 6-ish day stretches, and that's what our battery lasts. We can carry that much food and fuel, so that's what we're going to try to keep maintaining, that, or even better if we can, even longer if we can. So, but anyway, so we are on our way for the day. A little rough getting used to the pack again, and especially this straight up climb. Okay, so we did all the hills, and then we come back and we've got another round of stairs going down. They're so steep going down, it feels like I'm gonna flip over if I'm facing forward, so I'm kind of going down sideways. Hopefully this is the end of the detour and not just gonna take us up another set of stairs on the other side or something. Okay, it's just about 5 after 4, and we are this is considered, it has a location thing as a tent site. I'm not sure, there's probably maybe up and behind there, maybe there's still some tent sites, or it hasn't been updated, but there was no water source here anyway, so we wouldn't have stayed here. There is a piped spring about a half mile down, and that's where we're gonna stay. I'm not sure what the mileage is for today. We're gonna check, but Faith wasn't feeling that great. We're adjusting to eating more and adjusting to different foods. We actually had gotten McDonald's on this little break. It did not sit well with me. I no longer crave McDonald's, but we did try to eat. We had steak, I had pork chops, I had chicken, I had Auntie Missy's macaroni salad. We did everything we could to eat more while we had this little break. I do like Faith has some KT tape on her ankles and on her knee, and the break and the slack pack I think did help, like my hamstrings and my glutes. They were pretty tight and sore, and they were what always felt really tired when I felt like my legs were done. They feel a little bit better. I'm not feeling that today when I'm climbing. So the break was definitely good. We did get in quite a bit of calories, and now we've got this reroute, the climbing and the stairs. There was so much of it. It was pretty rough, and I think everybody agrees, but there was nothing you could do about it. And look at this. It's so sad what happened to this area. So we're just grateful that we were able to continue through the AT, and all the people who did the work to make sure that we could keep going. So we appreciate everybody. And so also, it doesn't say that there is a stealth site, but it is at a gap. And there's drops down to a gap, and there is a piped spring about 0.1. So I'm assuming there's usually a stealth site somewhere around there when you have that. So that's probably where we're going to stop to camp for the night. And then, man, that's crazy. Look at that. Well, yeah, there's a beautiful view over there. Still, the leaves aren't still blocking our view. So, but anyway, so if we get down and have a decent little site, I'll show you it, and we'll go from there. Good morning. We stopped at that where there's water. There was a couple stealth sites. It actually was pretty good. There was a fire pit and a couple sites down here, and then not just only 50 feet up the trail there was another fire pit and a few other sites. The water was running good, so it's We figured that because this was it was a little gap where a couple of trails meet. I think where it drops down. A lot of times there are sites where there's water, especially at a gap. So yeah, it worked out good. We got some sleep. It is cold this morning. It was like, I think 3 degrees. And so we're a little bit cold, but hopefully it'll warm up soon. I think it's supposed to start warming up earlier in the morning. I think it might at least hit 7 or 8 coming up soon, hopefully, once that sun comes up fully up out over the mountain over there. But yeah, so we have quite a few options. We're just trying to make our way to Boots Off, and then it's exciting because after Boots Off, we'll be heading to Damascus. So that's a big point to meet on the AT, is to make it to Damascus. So I think that's coming up. I think we've got 4 or 5 days to Boots Off, and then I think it's a couple of days after Boots Off. I think it's like 2 or 3 days after we hit Boots Off. So yeah, so that's pretty exciting. But at least like the weather is going to be good today. It's not going to be raining or anything like that. We have a nice little stretch from the last time I looked. So we're just kind of recovering from all the up and downs from the detours yesterday with all the stairs, and I think everybody had a hard time with it. So there was quite a few people that were kind of met us here while we were setting up camp that they were just going to push to the shelter. The shelter would have been about another 2 miles. So yeah, so hopefully we'll catch up with a bunch of people today. But it should be a good day. At least we get warmed up. Nice little view here this morning. It's a nice morning so far, but I already had to, it's only 10:20. I had to put my TENS machine on already. I'm not sure why. You never know what triggers it. So, but I did start taking the meloxicam again. So we'll see if that helps make my days or my back last a little longer without having to use it. It's a gorgeous country though. Beautiful. Oh, we're still in the middle of a big several mile, I don't know if it's like 6 or 7 mile. I don't know, how big is our climb today? 4.5 miles. But there's some beautiful rock here. We just came into this spot. There's lots of rock on this little section here, but this is some big stuff. I like this stuff. I don't know when we're getting to the top, but we're gonna have some lunch soon. I think it's 2:30. We've stopped for a few snacks, and I had to fix my TENS machine and get some stuff out of my shoes, and so lots of little stops like that. But once we get to where we get a water spot, I think we'll stop and have some lunch, and then that'll help get through the rest of the afternoon. Pretty view up here. So we're having our break at Ash Gap. It's hard to see in the video. Maybe I'll do it when I'm standing up after, but it's a beautiful area with a tent site and pretty flowers and lots of grass. It's really pretty in here. The water is pretty far down, but it's good water. It's good, nice and cold, so it was good. So we're having like a supper type meal right now, and cooked meal. I'm having this good to go pasta marinara. It's really good. It's I believe it's gluten-free and vegan, and it's really good. I grabbed it at Uncle Johnny's, and I'm having it with this. These aren't gluten-free because I'm not gluten-free, but I brought my little baguette stuff, and Faith is having an Alfredo one that she, is it good? Yeah. Is that the Alpine? I think it's Alpine, yeah. I can tell by that's the Alpine Alfredo. She says that it's good too. It's mushroom Alfredo. So we're going to have this here, and then we'll just make sure that at the next water stop, which is I think in 3 miles, that we have enough water that if we feel like we need to stop and camp at a stealth site, we will. We've still got about 7 miles to is it 7 or 7.5 miles to the shelter, something like that. But we will probably obviously stop before that. That might get a little too late. We'll see how things are moving. We're going to finish this climb up, and then we'll have some down. Faith's got her ankles and her knees taped up for ready for the down. So this is a nice little break, and we'll have our water and fill up at the next one, and then that way we can just see where we land. If there's a really nice spot and our knees and ankles are killing us on the way down, well, then we'll stop if we have enough water. So, but it wasn't a bad day, other than I had to keep putting my TENS machine on. My back doesn't normally go out first thing in the morning. I don't know why it went out so early, but hopefully the meloxicam will help and kick in a few days, and it won't happen so bad. And Faith had her feet all taped up last night, but the one that she did it, they got her to do a second. The one she followed got her to do a second wraparound, and I think it might have been too much. And then her feet were kind of almost like spasming in the night, so she took it off. She just redid it now, just for this downhill climb, but the downhill after we still have a little bit more climb. Yeah, but anyway, it's a beautiful day, and we'll see what the rest of the day brings. So this is that site that had the old hotel years ago. And then this is the fireplace for it. Still lots of hurricane damage here. It's everywhere. There is a fire ban here until, I think it's 2030, Faith? Yeah. Because of how bad all this dry stuff is. So there's a fire ban all year round in this area until 2030. So we just stopped for water. It's just a little after 6. We left camp this morning at like 8. I think it was 8 o'clock.
Around 10 hours.
Yeah. And we have only done 11.3 at this point. It has been a day. Yesterday, Faith, her stomach wasn't feeling good. But then today, the entire day, my back has been out. We've stopped and changed the pads on my TENS machine like 3 times, wiped the sweat and goop off my back, and it just, I don't know what triggered it. It started this morning, and it hasn't let up all day. So that's been slowing us down. We had to keep stopping. We did stop at Ash Gap and had our supper already. It was like I think it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock when we stopped there. So it was like a late lunch, early supper, but I'm not even hungry. So we ate quite a bit. And so now we're just getting some water, and then wherever we find a stealth site after this, that's where we're going to stop. So 11.3 for sure, and it may be a little over 12 miles, but can't believe it took us from like 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock to do 12 miles. It's just been a day. So it went, like we said, too bad like we weren't both in rough shape on the same day, but maybe it's better not. Like last night, Faith wasn't feeling good, and I was able to run down and get all our water and stuff, and now my back's not doing good, so Faith's sitting there doing all the filtering and getting us set up. So maybe it's good that we're both not in misery at the same time. So yeah. But anyway, so at least we did 11.3, but I'm not sure how much more we're going to be able to do. We may not have many choices. We may have to go another mile or 2 if we can't find a stealth site, but like I said, we've already eaten. So if we have to go till 7 o'clock until we find a stealth site, well, we'll be okay. All we're doing is setting up our tent. Yeah, it's actually getting cold again. It was cold this morning. It was really cold. I had to hike with my night socks on my hands because I had lost my mitts. So I hiked with my night socks on my hands, but it's starting to get cold again now. It's definitely cold in this bush, but
We're up pretty high, though.
yeah, we're up pretty high. Where that hotel site was over 6,100. Yeah, it's almost 6,200 feet. So yeah, so we're up pretty high. So it makes sense that it's cold. So anyway, I'm going to close out here. I'll let you know in the morning how far we went today. Yeah. Okay, good night. Okay, we found, we had gotten our water and we found a nice little flat spot here close to Carver's Gap. It looks pretty good. It's just all smaller trees in here. Nothing that worries me. And I don't think we're expecting any wind tonight anyway. It's just cold. But we, are you ripping your tape off? Oh, it came off. Yeah. So it turns out we did just around 12 miles today. Not what we had hoped for. We were hoping for closer to 15. But considering what the day was like for me, I'm good with the fact that we got 12 miles in today. So so and then the weather's still supposed to be good. I think tomorrow it's going to be cold in the morning, but so we got another chance tomorrow and not such a huge climb tomorrow. So I'm going to get the tent set up and lay down flat and go to bed. Good night.